Chicago, 1929, a city drowning in shadows, its very breath a gasp of despair. The air itself felt heavy, thick with unspoken fears and the stench of desperation. This was a city on the brink, a metropolis teetering on the edge of an abyss. Violence was not just a headline, it was the rhythm of the streets, a constant low hum beneath the roar of the elevated trains. The Great Depression had sunk its teeth deep into the city's soul, leaving behind a landscape of broken dreams and shattered lives. Gangsters like predatory ghosts roamed freely, their power absolute, their cruelty legendary. In this crucible of suffering, where hope was a luxury few could afford, something truly monstrous began to take shape, a structure that would embody the city's darkest impulses, a monument to its hidden horrors. His name was Joseph Marvin, an architect they called him, though the title felt too mundane for the man. He moved through the world like a phantom, his presence chilling, his intentions veiled. Marvin was a man of cold demeanor, his face a mask of indifference. His eyes, they said, were unsettling, like chips of ice that saw too much, yet revealed nothing. They never seemed to blink. And his smile. It was a grotesque parody of human warmth, a thin, stretched line that never quite reached his eyes. It was a smile that promised nothing but a deeper chill. People whispered of his genius, of his unparalleled vision, but those whispers were always accompanied by a palpable darkness, a sense of unease that clung to him like a shroud. He was brilliant, yes, but his brilliance felt wrong. He built it on the south side, a hulking mass of stone and shadow. Its construction was unlike anything Chicago had ever seen. The walls were impossibly thick, designed not to keep things out, but to keep things in. Inside, the hallways twisted and turned, a labyrinthine nightmare of dead ends and sudden turns. They seemed to shift, to breathe, to lead you astray with malicious intent. The building was a fortress against the light. Windows were scarce, small, and placed in odd, inaccessible locations. It was as if Marvin wanted to deny the outside world any glimpse of what transpired within. Rumors began to circulate even before the first tenant moved in. Whispers of secret rooms, hidden passages, and corridors that simply vanished. A place designed to confuse, to trap, to conceal. But the most chilling rumors spoke of the building itself. They said it was alive, a sentient entity. It was learning, evolving, feeding on the very essence of the city's despair. Then the Lynch family were the first to move in, a hopeful, unsuspecting group. They saw only a new beginning, a fresh start in a city that offered so little. They found only a nightmare. The initial disturbances were subtle, almost imperceptible. Faint whispers carried on non-existent breezes, unexplained noises like distant sighs or the dragging of unseen feet, muffled screams that seemed to emanate from the very walls. Young Tommy, the youngest of the Lynn's children, was the first to truly hear it. He claimed the walls talked to him, their voices soft, insidious, urging him to explore the darkest corners. His parents dismissed it as a child's vivid imagination. Then came the chilling discovery, a trail of blood, fresh and glistening, leading down a dark, forgotten hallway on the third floor. It simply ended, as if whatever bled had vanished into the stone. Less than a month later, a neighbor on the third floor was found dead. The official report cited natural causes, but the scene told a different story. Blood was everywhere, smeared across the walls, soaking into the floorboards. No signs of forced entry, no weapon, no killer, just blood. The building's janitor, a grizzled man named O'Malley, ventured into the basement one night. He spoke of a shadowy presence, a formless dread that clung to the air. He felt watched, hunted. He found bloodstains there too, not on the floor, but climbing the walls, reaching upwards as if something had tried to escape the very foundations. O'Malley never returned to the basement. He quit the next day, his eyes wide with unspeakable terror. The building seemed to feed on the suffering, on the fear. With each new incident, it grew colder, more menacing. Its presence became a palpable weight, pressing down on all who dared to enter. Even the night security guard, a man hardened by years on the city streets, spoke of it. He heard footsteps behind him, heavy and deliberate, echoing in the empty halls. But when he turned, there was never anyone there. Only the oppressive silence of the building, watching. 1932. Marvin returned, his cold eyes gleaming with a disturbing satisfaction. He began a series of remodeling projects, adding new layers to his monstrous creation. He constructed hidden floors, secret rooms that existed outside the building's official blueprints. Spaces designed for purposes unknown, accessible only through concealed mechanisms. Those who dared to enter these hidden spaces rarely returned. Some vanished without a trace, their absence swallowed by the building's hungry maw. Others emerged weeks later, their minds shattered, their eyes vacant. They spoke only in whispers of walls that bled and shadows that danced. With each act of violence, each scream of terror, the building's power grew. It absorbed the fear, the pain, the madness, becoming stronger, more malevolent. It was a living, breathing entity fueled by human suffering. The walls themselves began to manifest its gruesome memories. Tenants reported seeing faint glows like residual energy pulsing from the stone. They were the memories of victims etched into the very fabric of the structure. A construction worker hired for one of Marvin's clandestine projects fell from the roof. His body wasn't found on the ground below. Instead, he was discovered floating suspended impossibly above a hallway on the 5th floor. Blood smeared the walls around him, forming grotesque patterns. 1933. A local gang notorious for their brutality saw an opportunity. They heard whispers of Marvin's hidden floors, of secret spaces perfect for their illicit activities. They believed they could exploit the building's darkness for their own gain. They were wrong, terribly, fatally wrong. The gang entered the hidden levels, confident and arrogant. They found only terror. One of them, a hulking brute named Frankie, screamed and vanished. His companions watched in horror as he was simply gone, swallowed by the air itself. Then the walls began to drip, not water, but thick, viscous blood oozing from the stone. Footprints, heavy and distinct, appeared in the air, floating inches above the floor, moving with an unseen gait. The remaining gang members fled, their bravado shattered. They ran screaming into the Chicago night, their minds broken by what they had witnessed. They were never the same. Their screams, their terror, their blood became another layer in the building's horrifying history, another meal for the hungry walls, another memory etched into its malevolent core. 1935. A private investigator, a man known for his tenacity, arrived at the building. He had been hired by the desperate family of one of the vanished gang members, seeking answers where none could be found. He was a skeptic, a man of logic and reason, but the building had other plans for him. As he ascended to the top floor, the air grew heavy, cold. The lights flickered erratically, plunging the hallway into momentary darkness. The walls seemed to shift, to breathe, their surfaces rippling like disturbed water. Echoing screams, ancient and raw, filled the air, though no one else was present. The investigator, for the first time in his life, felt true, unadulterated fear. He turned to flee, his heart pounding a frantic rhythm against his ribs. But it was too late. From the wall itself, a hand emerged. It was cold, impossibly cold, and soaked in blood. It clamped around his neck, its grip crushing, inescapable. His investigation ended there, swallowed by the building's insatiable hunger. Joseph Marvin, the architect of this living nightmare, vanished shortly after. He left no forwarding address, no trace. Some say he became one with his creation, absorbed into its malevolent consciousness. Others believe he simply moved on, leaving his masterpiece to continue its gruesome work. Today the building still stands, a silent, hulking sentinel on the south side of Chicago. Its exterior, weathered by decades, betrays nothing of the horrors within. It remains a place of profound danger. Those who dare to venture inside, driven by curiosity or a morbid fascination, risk everything. They either vanish without a trace, becoming another forgotten memory in its walls, or they emerge weeks later, their minds irrevocably broken, their sanity shattered. The building is forever haunted by the whispers of the walls, the echoes of past screams. It is a symphony of suffering, a chorus of despair that plays on an endless loop. It remembers everything. Every life it has claimed, every mind it has broken, every drop of blood it has consumed. Its bloody story is etched into every surface, every shadow, every cold, unforgiving stone. And it waits, patiently, silently it waits for its next victim, for you.